Hey, you tracked me down. Nice work. Well done. I'm Kevin, and this is Hiking with Kevin. And today we are hiking up in Griffith Park, right up by the observatory. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know if I would feel comfortable living below the observatory because I would feel like people are pointing at a telescope down at my house and they're taking turns watching. I'd have to have the shades pulled all the time, bathrobe, all that stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm just being paranoid. What was that? Well, I can tell you for sure, people will be watching this hike today, including you. So come on, let's take it. Flanking my left side today is someone that I always have so much fun with. He's been a buddy for a long time. In fact, it's the second time he's doing a hike with me in this series. A lot of times people ask me, who did you have the most fun with working on Saturday Night Live? Well, he was certainly one of them. We came up with so many great sketches together, including Hans and Franz. He does a great George H.W. Bush, the church lady, so many great characters, so much fun to be with. Today we're hiking with the multi-talented Mr. Dana Carvey. So Dana, second time hiking with me in the hills here. You do this a couple times a week, right?
When I'm in town, sometimes 4.
Do you hike because you enjoy hiking, or are you just trying to stay in shape?
Both. But mostly it's just a stress release from this wild city we live in. It's very calming up here. Today,
very hazy.
We should tell the viewers we're taking a bit of a risk. I mean, it's getting close to 4:30, and as you know, this time of year it can just go pitch black like that.
Oh.
And there's a lot of coyotes here. I see them, and mountain lions. So we'll see where this goes.
Why do you call them coyotes and not mountain lions? Because you shortened the coyote.
I know.
But you didn't shorten
well,
the
once
mountain
I said coyotes, I thought, yeah, that was wrong, but I didn't think you'd catch it, and so I kept forward. But now I take back everything. Coyotes.
So what are your days like now? I know you do some stand-up, some corporate gigs.
Stand-up, yeah.
Clubs.
Yeah. I'm pretty easy by myself a lot. I read. I watch Stanley Kubrick films.
Do you really?
Well, I like him a lot. I saw 2001 3 times at the ArcLight for the 50th anniversary. 2 in the regular ArcLight theaters, and then once in the Dome, just me and 3 other people that I couldn't see. So that was a real privilege, seeing it like 1968.
Yeah, you like seeing movies alone like that.
Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure, is matinees by myself in the darkness. It's very calming. I like church and movie theaters, anywhere I can turn off my phone.
You've been going to church just recently, right? Or is that...
Yeah, my wife's Catholic. We started going back. Yeah.
Had she not been going for a while either?
Well, most Catholics don't. You know, they're called lapsed Catholics. Yeah. I just like it's because they're talking about Pontius Pilate and stuff, and violence and Roman soldiers. It's pretty cool.
So you go more for the entertainment value of the history?
Yeah, and just to not have a phone and kind of sing a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I was raised Lutheran, which, you know, was not exactly dogmatic. It was pretty mellow, you know.
What do you think the afterlife is like? I mean, certainly we don't know, but sometimes it's hard to imagine that there is heaven, or, you know, something going on where you could see your relatives and you're reunited again, and everyone's wearing clothes, you know.
Yeah, robes and super happy. Yeah. The only thing it seems to me is 2 things. If there's an intelligent designer, he wanted it to be mysterious.
Yeah.
And then number 2, if we go there to some other place, then would we be enabled to understand the universe in infinity? And if we could, would we still be human? Talk amongst yourselves. Because wouldn't you, if you're there, hi, I'm God, you'd be like, well, what's infinity and who made you? Yeah. I've always been here, but what happened the second before you were here? If God can do anything, can he make a rock so lifty, so lifty, and a coyote, if God can do anything, can he make a rock so heavy that he couldn't lift it? Paradox.
Right.
But I love Rod Serling, I love science fiction. I read a book recently called Sapiens.
Yeah.
Unbelievably cool, the history of man on this planet.
So now you're back in the the belief pattern that there is a God and you go to heaven and you're saved. And
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah.
But I think not existing is underrated. You know. Yeah. You know. I mean, you'll never know you're dead, right?
Yeah. Have you
Yes.
ever gotten negative feedback from any impressions you've done of people? It seems like everybody loves the way you do it. Paul McCartney probably loves it.
Paul McCartney loves it.
Has he said anything about it?
Oh, just, he gave me a back massage in the 40s, so I guess he likes it.
He did?
Yeah, when we were all on the stage for the good nights,
Yeah.
because I was doing 4-No-1 during the commercial break,
Yeah.
Your day breaks, your mind aches, because I was going to do
What did he
chopped
say?
broccoli. We stood up and did the 6 shooters. Hey,
Yeah.
Day, he knew I was a real fan.
Yeah.
So, but now I do just Paul McCartney. Like, give me a news story, and I do it how he would do it, because people
Yeah.
get so flipped out by the news.
Well, let's say the government's shutting down.
Well, the Dems and the Repubs, they're going blocky, blocky, block, Hey, I want to spend this, yeah.
Yeah.
And the big orange man goes, no, you don't. I want over here. They're going to shut them out. And they're going, well, wait, all that. You got $1.5 billion. He goes, I want 5.
Jeff Bridges is probably my current favorite impression that you do. I know it's kind of obscure.
Well, I'm a huge fan. I saw him on Hell or High Water, and I just caught the rhythm a little bit of this cowboy kind of swallow your words guy, because he's with the guy in the truck. He goes, let's get our giddy up on now, dude, let's go. And then it's become a character of a guy who's always eating just too much and his belt is too tight. So, I just had a, so sick of frozen yogurt and laid down the pralines and cream, put in the snow caps and the banana chips and, many Reese's Pieces. And I'm about to get burnt out. So it's just a fun character to do. I hope Jeff sees this.
Yeah. I think arguably, for me, my favorite sketch on SNL for us was Hans and Franz.
Definitely, because it looked like kind of a cartoon, but
Yeah.
underneath it was very dry.
Well,
What happened to these guys? Who are they? Why are they so paranoid and defensive?
very defensive.
Who are they
always
talking
berating.
to?
Yeah. I miss doing those guys. Because we should have done one of them like on a hike, Like,
yeah.
you think you're such a good hiker. You could not even get your hiking boots on because of your cankles and your ankle flab.
Yeah, you don't have trail mix, you have flab mix.
That's right. Hear me now, believe me later. I'm wearing a backpack. You be wearing a back flab.
A back flab. Yeah, go ahead and pitch your pop tent. You'll never fit in it because you're too fat.
Nice one, Hans. Hear me now and believe me later and talk about it another time. You could stretch the back flab into a pop tent and crawl into your own flat and sleep your loser life away.
Yeah, and if you're hiking and you get a compass out and you're trying to get true north and suddenly it's on true flab.
All right, enough talk. We're not here to talk. We're here to hike.
Hike with Kevin.
Man, you got a lot of mention the other week when George H.W. Bush died because you did such a great impression of him that he even liked, right?
Yeah, I know.
It's not like Trump likes Alec Baldwin's
No, they
impression.
hate each other. Hate each other.
The Bush impression was what? Essentially, when you break it down, it's
John Wayne and Mr. Rogers.
if Mr. Rogers was trying to do an impression of John Wayne.
Yeah, I think it was kind of the other way. I think Meacham,
No, I think you're wrong.
well, let's go over the ridge, y'all.
Well,
and you
anybody-
bring it over to Mr. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Not gone that.
Yeah.
What's your take on Lorne Michaels? Do you think he's going to stay much longer with the show?
I would think, obviously it's all about him feeling good physically, but if his health holds up, I think he'll go to 80. That would be the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he could do another 7 years. I sat with him all night not too long ago, and he was just completely there, super sharp.
Yeah. Yeah.
All these cool, weird stories and all these nuggets of wisdom. Lorne has a lot of sayings that are very, marriage is a prison that everyone's trying to escape into. That's brilliant. So I think he's got a while. And, he sweats over that show, man. I mean, I was hosting it, and he's all week long. What will Justin Bieber commit? And we need this person's light in the show, and something's wrong. And, I mean, it's like he puts it on his shoulders.
But he kind of thrives on that, I think, chaos,
Well, the show is predicated on procrastination. I mean, the entire schedule is just deadlines that are so late into the night.
Yeah.
You leave at 3:30 and you're leaving early. And the writers are there with Chinese food, and they're just like their
That's the
chins
worst
on.
diet
Yeah.
as a writer.
Yeah, just bringing
Take
in
out.
food. And you don't want to commit to an idea because you're thinking maybe we have something better.
Yeah.
So you just wait for hours and hours and hours until literally we have to start writing it now.
Yeah.
And so.
And again, the show's never ready to go on. It's just time.
No. Not even close.
Not even close. I don't know how the current cast members right now. It's probably the same way, but sometimes you were so like empty of ideas. I would go to video stores and look at the covers of videotapes to try to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
You know, just characters or looks or anything, or just listening to other people have conversations in a restaurant. You pick up on that and you go, oh, that's kind of interesting, and then make a sketch out of it.
And it's a tall order. It's got to be kind of relevant, or have some quirky twist to it, or a really cool catchphrase,
Yeah.
or be something that Lorne could use in the show. He kind of liked talk shows a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we would have Victoria or Phil come in Hans and Franz church today. I have Victoria. Everybody be guests. But I mean, one of the things you did, that you did a bunch of stuff that was very smart and cool. Like, did that boxing one ever get on though?
Which boxing one?
Where the guys, I was telling someone about the other day. He's really nervous. He's going to fight. And he's got his gloves, but he keeps getting phone calls from his relatives looking for their parking space, or, hey man,
right.
We didn't get our tickets at will call, and he's about to go out and fight for his life.
Yeah.
That was fun. I love that.
When that was the biggest challenge for me on that show, was making sure all my guests got in okay, and they had their tickets and they weren't stuck down by the elevators.
Yeah,
I was more worried about that than the sketches. If you could be the star in any show back in the 60s and 70s, what would it have been?
My favorite Martian.
Yeah. You kind of came right up with that one.
Let's see. Good question. It would have been fun to be doing sketch comedy with Harvey Korman and Tim Conway.
Yeah. I think I Dream of Jeannie would have been mine.
Would you have been the genie or the astronaut?
I would have been the astronaut.
Okay. Don't limit yourself.
And I would have just cracked open that vase.
Oh, yeah. Well, Barbara Eden was quite fetching. I always thought Elizabeth Montgomery was very hot on Bewitched.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
As Garth would say, I feel funny like when I used to climb the rope in gym class.
Was there ever talk of doing another Wayne's World? Because there's a Wayne's World 1 and 2, right?
Yes.
Did Mike ever broach the idea of maybe doing a third one with Garth?
I guess it's been talked about. Mostly it's been animated talk, the last few years,
Cartoon.
Yeah.
You have a full life though, Danny. You're working on the road. You have a family. You have 2 kids.
Yes.
Who are, I can't believe it, they're in their 20s. They're both in their 20s now.
Yes.
And they're doing stand-up?
They're doing stand-up.
And they're good. I've seen them.
Yeah, they love it. They love it. They're really funny. So it's, like I said, there's so many things you can do.
And you take them on the road with you sometimes?
A lot. We'll do local kind of funny little rooms.
Yeah.
Just to try material, try out stuff, and sometimes they'll come and open for me. We were just at the Improv in Tempe,
Yeah.
and that was a big
That's a good room.
place. Yeah, great room. Those improvs are intense.
Does it make you nervous when they go on? That you want them to do well? Usually you don't want the opener to do well.
Right, I've cut
kidding.
the mic on them. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say, hey, get them off. Well, they're your kids. I said, cut it, get them off. Yeah, I take them down. And if they come off and I go, they do a bit kind of like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're really logging in.
Yeah.
But
not only are they funny, they're good-looking guys too.
They're charming.
They're gonna do fine.
They've got a lot going for them.
They didn't get your looks.
No, it's like Burt Lancaster said to me once, how can you be a movie star? You don't have a chin.
Like, I think good-looking people maybe have a little more of a challenge to be funny. I'm speaking for myself here.
Well,
Isn't it crazy how fast time goes by? I remember when I first started doing stand-up, I was telling everybody, I've only been doing it for a couple years, 4 years.
Right.
And now it's been like 40 years.
Yeah.
Would you have done anything different?
Well, I don't know. It's funny. That question could be answered at different times in one's life. Like you might answer one way at 40 and 50. I'd say I'm in the time of a little bit of perspective and wisdom about everything. And I feel like I made the best decision I could with the information I had at the time. I mean, I know guys in their 50s that always use this phrase, hell, I would have played the piano, but no one sat me down and slapped me around.
Blaming everybody else.
Yeah. I would have done that, and just no one told me. No one told me nothing,
I felt very grateful to be on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
But sometimes I wonder, you know, how much better would my career have been had I not gotten on that and I did some sitcom or something instead, or got into a film career.
That stuff you just never know. I mean,
we're talking about how competitive it is in Hollywood and being in this business, and a lot of it is just competing with yourself.
yes.
You know?
Well, make sure if you're going on social media and you're seeing celebrities off the coast of Italy on their yachts and their
Or
dancing.
Greece.
Yeah, and they just seem like they got this incredible life. Just remember this: celebrities have kidneys, and kidneys can fail. So compare up, but remember to compare down. Think about all the people who don't have your good fortune.
Compare yourself to lesser
Yeah.
talented people, or
Well, just anybody who's had a bad break in life, or you
and
know.
just relish that.
Yes, sit with that. Feel superior.
That's right.
But I think it's really epidemic with the younger people and the social media and who's doing what and where you know. I mean, when I was coming through, you could just really be a loser and be totally cool.
Right.
Now everyone's got to be a star, you know, one way or another.
It all boils down to how you perceive things. How
Right.
You look at it.
Yeah, what is your thinking? Where is it faulty? And remembering that truly most people are not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. You know, you kind of tend to inflate that, but
Yeah, you're not that important. You know, when you fly into LA, at least when I fly into LA,
Mm-hmm.
I look out the window and I see how many people live down there. And
Right.
how many different lives there are with all their happiness or sadness. And we're just one of those specks.
yeah, we just did our thing.
See, I don't compare myself to one person. I compare myself to a whole population.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. When I compare myself to you, I just get really happy. You're waiting for that one.
Now I'm depressed.
I don't know offense enough.
Now I got to compare myself to
When
you.
I think of you, I get really happy.
Thanks, Dana Carvey. That was a fun hike. I knew it would be fun. And you know what? The whole time, I was comparing myself to him. And I felt great. Not because I'm better than him, but because we're pretty even. I think so. Just like Hans and Franz. All right, enough talk. We're not here to talk. Thanks for joining my hike. Please subscribe, turn on notification, and we'll catch you next time. Happy trails.
Kevin, hiking, camera, no crew. Kevin, sound,
Yeah.
GoPro, jokes.